We have a presentation from the American Red Cross. Ladies, would you please step to the podium, please?
Hi, I'm Christine Caulfield, and I work for Otero County Health Department. I'm the emergency preparedness trainer. And with Mayor Ayala's permission, I've asked the Red Cross to come and give a presentation so they can talk about, and it's Corey Tanner and Megan. Corey is out of Colorado Springs and Megan's from Pueblo. And they are going to talk about what they can offer our community. So, Corey?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Corey Tanner, and I'm the Disaster Program Manager from the American Red Cross, and I'm honored to be here today. So one of the things that when we met with Mr. Ritter and the Public Health Department today, we talked about the things that Red Cross can offer to your community for free. Okay, let me say that again. What we can offer you is free. So I have some presentations that I'm just going to talk about it, and then I'm going to give you copies of it afterwards so that you can see that. How's that? So one of the things that, I'm out of the Southeast Colorado chapter, which is 16 counties. It's from El Paso County down to New Mexico, over to Oklahoma and Kansas, and then all the way to Lake County, or the counties that I'm responsible for. There's 16 of them. So Megan Chesley is my disaster program specialist, and she's in Pueblo, and we are the only two disaster employees in those 16 counties. The rest is volunteers. So one of the things I'm going to ask for today is that if we want to support public health and health and human services in doing what they are required jurisdictionally to do to support your citizens, we're here to support them, but we can't do that without volunteers. So I'm going to throw that out, is that we always use volunteers. A lot of our Red Cross volunteers are, what I'm going to say, are chronologically vulnerable. That's a nice way of saying it, don't you?
We get it.
So COVID has really decimated any volunteer organizations, I think, as all of you know. And so we're doing a lot more with a lot less. So when the bad day absolutely happens, we have to be able to train you so that you can be the first responders until we can get here. So in the Red Cross in the Southeast Colorado chapter, we have a number of groups. So your typical person is going to be Phil Martinez, and he's our executive director. He works with elected officials. So we kind of are siloed. He works on his side, but I'm here today. So we have service armed forces. So a lot of individuals know that if something happens here in the States and a service member is somewhere else, we'll get them back here for that. And so that's service armed forces. We have someone there that does that. We also have a volunteer services person who are in the office in Colorado Springs. We work on our 7 fundamental principles of humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, voluntary service, unity, and universality. Basically, everything that we do for your communities is for free. We don't care. So when we respond to a house fire, for example, we don't care who said it. We don't care why it happened. But there are individuals who need help, and we're there to do that. So one of the things that we can offer to your community is in the preparation area. So in order to prepare, we do things like we install free smoke alarms in people's homes, 10-year battery smoke alarms for free. You just have to ask. The Junta Fire Department does have some of our smoke alarms. We'll come and install them. We also have bed shaker alarms. Those are for individuals who are deaf and hard of hearing. So obviously, you take your hearing aid out or your hard of hearing, you're not going to wake up with the smoke alarms. We have bed shaker alarms. We also install those for free in people's homes. So we do talk about, we will teach. We're going to teach, we can teach adults preparedness skills. We teach them a lot of different things. We are working on a wildfire mitigation project right now in Green Mountain Falls. It's a pilot program. So we're gonna see, we don't know what that's gonna look like in July, but so we're doing free wildfire mitigation in communities as well as home fire campaign, where we walk in, we talk to folks about how they should be prepared for a house fire, and then we'll put smoke alarms in. So we're doing that with wildfire mitigation as well, also for free. So we will teach sheltering classes to your public health and your human services. We're gonna teach them how to shelter. If the bad day happens and you need shelter folks here, you're here. I'm a couple hours away. So we can teach individuals in the community, church groups, civic groups, how to open those shelters first until we get here. We'll do that for free. We're gonna teach Red Cross Ready, which is preparedness. We can teach hands-only CPR. We can teach Stop the Bleed, and we can teach active threat. So that's a shooter situation. We do all those for free, and we can offer those to you in your community. We also have youth preparedness. So we have a program called Prepare with Pedro, which is kindergarten through 2nd grade. We also do 3rd through 8th grade is the Pillowcase Project. And so we go into schools or into organizations. We work with Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, whoever, teach those kids how to be prepared. Then they take that information and they go to talk to the adults in their home. And so it expands. We're happy to do that. That's also for one of the things we do for free. So every 16 hours, Red Cross in Colorado and Wyoming responds to an event. 16 hours. Whether that's a house fire, whether that's a plane crash, whether that's a transportation issue, whether that's Club Q shooting or the Planned Parenthood shooting, we do all of those things. So if somebody has a house fire here in La Junta or in Otero County, our emergency manager, fire department calls 1-800 Red Cross, we show up, we help those individuals. We do that for free to those individuals. They do not have to repay any of the things that we give them. So we'll provide them with immediate assistance, and then we'll provide them with a caseworker for long-term down the road. We can never make them whole, but what we can do is we can help them get over those first 72 hours and then work within their communities to find the road to recovery that works for them. So we work with your emergency manager here. We work with fire chiefs, police chiefs, VOADs, volunteer organizations active in disaster, as you know, our local partners, and then I think most important thing to tell you is Red Cross never self-deploys. We don't just show up. We have to be asked. So if something happens in your community, somebody needs to ask us to come. So we'll come. You call, we'll come. But we won't just show up. That's not good for you and it's not good for us. How can I help you make sure the citizens in your community are safe?
I had a question.
Sure.
For years, I got at my house donation envelopes for Red Cross, and we donated until we got 2 envelopes. We got one at Colorado Springs and Denver, and at the time there was a real cause to be careful of people, doing this illegitimately.
Right.
So which address is good? Because for 2 years I haven't sent Red Cross a dime.
So I'm in
Springs?
Colorado Springs.
Is
So
that a
the
good
1040
address?
on 8th Street, you can send it there. Now recognize our fundraising group is in Denver. That's our regional headquarters are in Denver. So and I'm never going to tell you don't give me money. I'm never going to tell you that. But if you put on the memo line, Southeastern Colorado chapter, that means that it stays in the chapter that supports your community. Because we make sure that we are very cognizant with the donor intent, right? We also are very cognizant with the donor dollar. Everything that we do, we are not supported by the government. It's all organizations and companies and private donations.
So I would send in a check to Denver, because that's what I used to do.
You sure can.
And a couple of weeks later, I'd get one from Colorado Springs. And that brought in a suspicion, you know.
Right. Well, so I will tell you that Phil Martinez, so the easiest thing to do is Phil Martinez is the guy who's responsible for raising money in southeastern Colorado. So you're gonna wanna talk to Phil Martinez, and he knows that I'm here tonight, and he's gonna be reaching back out to you with any of those types of questions, and anything from that elected official perspective that he can help with, that's where he's gonna work. So recognize that there's a different executive director in Denver than there is in the Springs. So they aren't meaning to work at cross purposes, it just appeared that they work.
So just send it to Springs, forget
You
Denver?
can send it to Springs, we'll take care of it. Yep, absolutely. So like I said, in the memo line, you wanna put southeastern Colorado.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm here, please let me help you. Please let me help you make sure that your citizens are safe.
Do you have contact information that we
I
should put
do,
out right
and-
now?
So I have here, I have one of this for everyone, and my contact information is right on the back of here. So and I've got them here, and then there's 11 copies.
Thank you.
Okay, please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good.
And right now, our first point of contact would be you, ma'am?
And we're gonna set up a meeting,
So,
or a training,
right,
and we'll let everybody know, when it will be and where it will be.
so we're gonna do shelter training is the first thing that we're gonna do. So recognize if the bad day happens here. If it's weather related, we're probably not gonna be able to get to you from Pueblo or from the Springs, which is where the majority of my volunteers are. So we need to help train people in your community to be here to help your community until we can get there. So, and if you close 50, like was closed with some fires recently, right? I couldn't get here. So we're gonna be working with public health and your human services folks to make sure that what we can do to train folks here in La Junta until we can get there.
So you're in the Pueblo, or you're in the Pueblo office?
Megan is in the Pueblo office.
523 Santa Fe Avenue.
Correct.
Pueblo. Okay,
Correct. And so I'm at 1040 South 8th Street up in the Springs.
okay.
And so we're here a lot. I'm responsible for all of these communities. So please, just let me know how I can help. Okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.